Good evening, you guys. So, hello there. Today I wanted to really just kind of talk about getting out of your own way. So, what I've learned over the last couple of years is that most of the time we're like our biggest stumbling block. We get in the way of the things that we really want. And the way we do this in most cases is by giving ourselves this narrative that things just are not going to go right for you. Like that, there's this unforeseen, you know, um, power in the background that is basically working against your efforts. And so we build this narrative that good things can happen to people like me, and we try to fight against it, right? We'll sometimes give ourselves a pep talk, and we'll be like, "Oh no, we can do anything," and we'll talk ourselves into a momentary moment of like belief, but then it fades away, and you're left with the D word, doubt. And you begin to question your actions, and you begin to question whether or not this was what you were supposed to do. And it's not something that happens to one person or another. I think and believe that it happens to everyone. The difference, the difference is that some people will believe it for just a moment and then press on anyway. And others will believe it for a lifetime. And they will tell themselves this story every single time. Every single time they are attempting to achieve something magnificent and different. A lot of you, right, especially if you're watching this video in the US, may be experiencing, moments of anxiety or uncertainty. It may be even in some cases like serious episodes of doubt, worry, concern. And what you find is that when you talk to others, that they're probably have those same similar types of emotion and concerns that they're dealing with themselves. But what I want to do tonight is I want to encourage you to move past those feelings and to really begin to look at what it is that you're really afraid of. I used to hear people say all the time about how you're afraid of success. And I used to go, is that the most insane statement I ever heard, or what? But when you consistently sabotage your circumstances by ignoring that little voice that's telling you to keep going just a little while longer, or that little voice to say, your purpose has been served here, it's time to move on. Even when you don't really know where you're moving on to. And trust me, I understand. I've definitely stayed in some places way too long because I was comfortable. I was comfortable. I was like, I am fine. I don't need to leave. This doesn't, you know, it doesn't make sense for me to go nowhere right now because everything is great. And just like this, things change. And you look back and you realize that all of those things and all of those moments of being prompted to do something that you ignored because you were so comfortable, you really wish you could go back and redo them. Now, I'm not one to live with regret. Like I literally would try anything at least once. And I really mean that. I would try something at least once. You may not get me to try it again, okay, but I would try it at least once. And because of that, I don't have a lot of regrets other than the fact that I just didn't stick at it long enough. I just did not hold on long enough, but I tried it. So when you're looking at my videos and you're providing me with that wonderful, oh God, feedback, I know sometimes the videos are a little rough to look at. Trust me, I know. Like when I put a video out, I can tell you which video is going to go crazy and which video isn't. And most of the time, it's the video that I'm like, oh my God, I just look so awful in this video. I really don't want to put it out, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's good information in here. And those videos were just like zoom. Um, but what I wanted to say today is that this is your season. You know, when it looks impossible, that's your season. When it feels like it's just something that you cannot overcome, that's your season. When it feels like you have been counted out and that you are pressed and you are just burdened down, that's your season. And what you need to do, and what I encourage you to do, is to find someone who will look at you in your face and say, just keep going. Just keep going just a little while longer. Don't give up. You're almost there. I encourage you to find, that friend or that group, or even, a voice of a person that you don't even know, such as yours truly, that tells you that you have everything you need inside, that you do not need to possess one more certificate, not one more degree, not one more class, right? What you need is the ability to apply the things that you already know and then to seek those things that you need to have in order to bring your dream to fruition. So, as you know, this channel is called the Biz Strategy Studio. And I made a commitment in January that I would take at least 6 months and talk about one thing and one thing only. And that one thing that I've been talking about over the course of the last couple of months has been email marketing. And email marketing is one of those very unglamorous topics that is so vital to your business because this is really your link to your customer. Now, if you don't have a business and you're just looking at my videos because you are just a generous and kind-hearted person, then I want you to consider, well, should I start a business? And if so, what business should I start? Let me tell you, every person listening has a gift. And chances are, if you really dig deep enough, you will understand and know what you're supposed to be doing with that gift. Okay. Um, as I was saying, I made a commitment in January to have on this channel a particular topic that I would discuss for at least 6 months. And it may even be longer than that, just depending on, the stats. But email marketing is a really unglamorous part of business. That is not the only thing that's unglamorous about business. There are many, 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 many topics that is not going to catch a lot of people's attention. And the reason why is because I can't tell you, oh, you're going to make $1 million in 6 weeks. And what I've learned is that anything that comes fast, baby, it will go even faster. And that's not what we want. When we're building our business, we want it to be something that will last, something that will sustain, something that you will not be concerned about a little bit of wind coming and it falls apart. So it takes time. It takes effort. And sometimes it takes a friend helping you along the way, getting you to understand exactly what you need to do to build out an amazing strategy for your email marketing. So, my 6 months are really coming up, right? I said I started this whole discussion in January. So around June, I will take an assessment and I will look to see if I will continue another 6 months under the discussion of email marketing. The cohort will continuously be open, even if I do not discuss email marketing as frequently on the channel anymore. It will remain a continuous rolling enrollment. So never fear, you are not out of luck if you don't see it being advertised in my videos. It is there and it's available. You just have to apply. And then once you apply, we will look at the applications and the provide you with enrollment and those types of things. Once we look to make certain that you're a good fit. But again, this video was just to say, we need to just get out of our way. Get out of our way. Let us be great. And we could probably deal with this a whole lot better if we're not trying to assume we know what someone else is thinking about you. Right? Because that's where a lot of that commentary that rolls in your head come from. It's because you're trying to figure out what someone else thinks about you. I know. Been a victim. No more. No more a victim. And it's not because it's not important to them to know what they think about me, but it's not important to me to be concerned about what anyone thinks of me. Just what it is. Um, that's how, you know, you begin to move. That's how you begin to no longer remain stagnant in this particular life or, held captive by your circumstances. It's because you decide that you are going to be your spokesperson, that you're going to be the one to create the billboard of who you are. Okay. With that, I always like to invite you to check out the information in the show notes. Definitely make certain that if you have a business and you would like to um, develop an email strategy that will work, right? Or you would like to revamp your current email strategy, definitely apply for the 8-week cohort. We would love to have you in it. We also have, for anyone who is new to business and haven't had the time to, get your website up, get your social media up, you don't really have time to build out your content. We have a program. It's called the Business Bundle. It is a done for you social media starter kit. If you're interested in that, I have the video link in this email so that you're able, I'm sorry, in this, you see, I'm so ready to send you an email, honey, but I have the video link in the show notes, AKA the descriptions, and you can go and look at it. It's a great deal. Look, I know people are charging anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 to get your website up. You can get your website, you can get your social media accounts up to 2, you can get content, and you can get your welcome email funnel for less than $2,000. Yeah, that's really good. It's really, really good. This bundle is currently priced at 50% discount. And I don't know how long that discount is going to last. So if you know of someone or if that someone is you, definitely go ahead and grab that bundle, and we can work with you on getting your business out there on social media and getting you out there in them social media streets so that you can be, independent. Independent. And what I mean by that is you're going to still have to work. So I don't know why people tell that lie. You still have to work. You're gonna have to work. Even if you're working in your own business, you're gonna have to work. But you will have the independence of being able to make your own schedule, right? Get up when you want to. Like for me, I work amazing from 4 a.m. to probably about 10 a.m. And then after 10 a.m., I want to go and I want to see what's outside. I want to go and see what the rest of the world is doing at this time. So I may want to take a little walk in the park, or, catch me a little Starbucks somewhere. Go to the library and grab a book. I know that's really old school, but I like the library, and so I will go to the library and grab a book, honey, and come back home and try to read it with these bad eyes. Um, But I like that. That's what it's about, right? It's not about never having to work again. It's about being able to arrange your schedule in a way that suits you, that makes you happy, that fits you. Okay. And so with that being said, you guys, it was great talking to you. Hopefully you were able to stay throughout the whole video. I know this was not a video with any kind of information or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys and just say hello and just, tell you what was on my mind and what was going on, and to just kind of introduce you to, of course, the fact that there may be additional types of videos coming to the actual channel, to let you know that the 8-week cohort email marketing for beginners is not going anywhere. It is here to stay. It's on a continuous rotating basis. So you can apply. And then, of course, introduce you to the business bundle, which is an amazing investment for anyone who is starting their business, but want to focus on their business. Okay. But they also need to get into the social media environment, but they don't really have the time to do that. So I'm going to provide a link to all of that information inside of the show notes so that you can go and read it at your leisure. With that, you guys have a wonderful evening, day, morning, wherever you are as you're watching this video. Thank you so much for joining the Biz Strategy Studio. And listen, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and check that little bell, honey. Subscribe and get those notifications. Subscribe, and hang out with me, because we're going to be doing a whole lot more of this. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing your time and space with me. I really appreciate it. Bye.